Former boxing champ Mike Tyson, he's calling it quits after yet another failed comeback attempt. Relative unknown Kevin McBride stopped Tyson after 6 rounds of a heavyweight bout last night in Washington, D.C.
When I fought McBride, I didn't go in that fight anticipating this would be my last fight, no.
I remember as like a 8-year-old kid, I was just like crying. And I was like, oh, I can't believe you lost. But then someone was explaining, like, you win some, you lose some. He's won a lot of them.
It's Tyson's 3rd loss in his last 4 fights.
I was losing to really low caliber fighters, and so I decided to retire.
When Michael decided to retire, there was a period of emptiness, not doing what you've done for the last 2 decades on a daily basis. It's devastating to lose your sport, your craft, and it's a difficult, difficult thing to deal with, no matter who you are, even the baddest man on the planet.
Second round, here we go.
Boxer Iron Mike Tyson was at one time worth at least $300 million. But today he filed for bankruptcy, capping years of lavish spending and financial mismanagement.
The distance from a limousine and the gut is just a step. And I went beneath the gut, I just, boom, fell out, no money.
Me and Mike was living in Arizona at his ex-girlfriend's house, and we was having Twizzlers and cereal for breakfast, lunch, and dinner.
And just days after filing for bankruptcy, boxer Mike Tyson has filed suit against his former promoter, Don King, for $100 million, claiming the King stole 1/3 of the fortune Tyson made in the ring.
Well, Don King's just Don King. That's just what it is. Keep my perspective to myself.
Push through 8.
Like this to be a family show.
He had a $100 million suit against Don King. But what happened was bankruptcy court, they just want to settle for nothing.
There was no hopes of me getting any kind of money, and that was pretty humbling as well.
He did turn to drugs, and I think it was just to relieve some of the pain.
I was in a slump. I was doing a lot of drugs. I was drinking a lot.
15 in. What wasn't Mike's drug of choice back then? Keep working. Dust, cocaine, marijuana. Anything he could get his hands on.
I was just never afraid to tell Mike, you're messing up. You're gonna die. You're gonna kill yourself. And he would say, well, let me die. Let me live my life how I wanna live. Maybe I wanna die, Daryl.
I wanted to do what I wanted to do. I was just that kind of person, a stubborn person. And I had to learn from my mistakes.
Former heavyweight champ Mike Tyson in trouble with the law again. Tyson made an initial appearance in a Phoenix court this morning. Police charged him with DUI and possession of cocaine.
I almost hit the cop car, that's why they pulled me over. Cocaine's all on the dashboard. Seek thing can't even get it away. I was so high.
Pulled over. He damn near killed a cop, and he had to go to jail. That's the last time he went to jail, so after that, that was a wake-up call.
I didn't think I had a problem, to be honest with you. When the police told me I had a problem with cocaine, that's how I realized I had a problem, and they pulled me over.
How am I gonna get him to rehab? I had already made the phone calls to everybody out there. I just need to get him there. So we went on down the road, and he had a little baggie in his pocket with a little straw in it. Sophisticated, this guy, right? Still ahead of the game. He would catch a quick one. I says, Mike, are you serious? I'm like, we're going to rehab. He says, brother, but I'm gonna be high when I get there.
I'm an addictions therapist, and he would seek treatment from me here in Venice from Wonderland. He came to me depressed, rageful, bloated, confused, not really wanting to be here.
I didn't even know I was addicted to anything. I just thought I was extreme to that. I'm just go all out kind of a guy.
One of the things I specialize in is, besides codependency, is sex addiction. The problem with Michael and his sex addiction is he would never get sober until he started addressing it. At the end of the day, sex wasn't that important to Michael. His need to feel love was most important.
I realized as you get older, the more girls you've been with, the more it takes from you, the less person you are. You know, when you play yourself really cheap, it tears away your soul. You don't have much soul. That's what happens, you lose your soul.
My main thing was just about him realizing he's not such a bad guy. Helping him make peace with this little boy that was so badly taken advantage of by the world.
His friend Daryl, you know, they were in a car together, and Daryl was like, I don't know what Mike was saying, but he was maybe not in the best mood. And he's like, well, why don't you call Kiki?
He said, wow, Kiki. He said, wonder how she's doing, brother. I said, we should give her a call.
So he called her, she came over.
He was just on a load of medication. I started reading the side effects, and I was telling him, hey, you know, this one makes your hair fall out. You know, this one makes your stop working. You know, this one makes you gain weight. We stopped all the medications cold turkey.
Being with Kiki was, man, that was a breath of fresh air because, man, I have no idea where I would have been.
We were having such a good time, and then he gets a call, and it's from like some stripper. And he's like, hey, I'm gonna go back out for a little bit. I'm like, what? And I was just devastated. And so I packed my stuff, and then I left that morning.
Miss Kiki was not feeling the spirit of that. And so that was quickly like, no, we're not gonna do that.
I didn't want to be in no relationship. I was still high Mike. I still wanted to have fun.
And I remember going to Mike and telling him that I was pregnant. And he's like, well, what are you gonna do? You want to, you know, and I'm like, I'm gonna have a baby. Like, what am I gonna do, have an abortion at 32? This could be my last chance.
I had other kids before, but you know, it was just like, wow, this is something. I realized that I had to come in this child's life. She needs a father in her life. And yes. And I stepped up to the plate on that.
Kiki came into our life when Milan was just born. It was like really hard for her too, because my father, he was in a really dark place in his life at that point.
He wasn't ready to be a full-on dad, but my sister Exodus, she died in 2009, and that really drastically changed him.
Now to the heartbreaking death of Mike Tyson's 4-year-old daughter, a death police are calling a tragic accident.
Police in Phoenix say the girl, named Exodus, had a cord or rope from an exercise treadmill wrapped around her neck.
I had a little 4-year-old daughter that passed away. Don't even want to talk about that day. It wasn't a good day.
Mike Tyson was in Las Vegas and flew immediately to Phoenix to be at his daughter's bedside.
I don't think there's any pain on earth like that. I've never seen him in so much pain.
Come on. Yep. Come on. Pull fire. Yeah. Pull getting sick.
I went to the hospital, and then I saw her in the hospital, and I didn't see she was brain dead already. I could tell that she wasn't gonna make it. Oh, it was really bad to see.
His daughter died, and he wasn't in her life to like the fullest extent like he could have been. So I think that hurt him a lot, and then he just changed up totally.
You always think that, especially for a parent, you're gonna outlive your children. And I think that incident like really killed my father inside. And it really like almost motivated him to be a better father to the kids that he still has.
And rest, I got you. Water.
When Exodus died, we just made a pact that we need to be closer.
I don't know, it was just time to change, time to do something. I don't even know if it was changing. I don't even think it was changing. It's just, everybody else thought I've changed. I just knew it was the time to just grow up.